Now, Dan, I'll tell you, in a traditional school, they would talk about these kids having to learn some basic knowledges, basic skills. And they would talk about reading, writing, arithmetic, perhaps a little computer science, computer capability now. But generally, those would be the basics in a traditional idiom. In your school, what would be some of the basic things that you would want your kids to be acquiring in the course of their living together?
The one and only thing that we care that they acquire is the ability to be responsible for themselves. That is to say, to make decisions that affect their lives, to understand how they affect their lives, and to be able to carry them through in an effective way, to have the confidence to carry them through. That's why we accentuate their freedom to make decisions, but their need to live by them as well. We don't bail them out either. I'm going to get back to the basics. I haven't forgotten what you're asking. Okay. But you see, we don't bail them out either. So if a child has made a certain decision to engage in some activity and then comes back a year later and says, you know, I really wasted my time in that and that was wrong, our answer is, that's right. If that's what you concluded, you did waste your time. Now you learn from that. Next time your decision probably won't waste your time as much. If they walk out of here at the age of 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever it is, having learned the art of weighing alternatives, making reasonable decisions based on projected outcomes, and then living with the outcomes and self-correcting for the outcomes, they've got something that you couldn't buy for all the gold in Christendom. Now here's the point. The so-called basic skills of the schools are trivial. They're trivial. A person who says, I want to be a doctor, of course he's going to learn how to read. That's absurd. It's trivial for him. He's never going to be able to read a book. You know how long it takes him to learn how to read? A month. He doesn't sit for 6 years going through stupid little reading books. In fact, reading books hardly ever get used. He reads. He wants to read magazines. He wants to read the latest. Same with mathematics. Now, we have kids who never learn mathematics. Look, I'll be honest with you. My own son, who is now a very successful photographer in Chicago, and runs a successful business of his own. He's 26. He does things that I wouldn't have dreamt of doing until I was in my mid-30s. But he doesn't know hardly any math. Now, he doesn't need it. I don't know if Mozart needed math either, and I don't care. You see what I'm saying?
I understand exactly.
It's not important to everybody to have the same set of basics. And where you come down to the nitty-gritty, like reading or writing, they figure that out on their own. Yeah. You don't have to tell them. You tell them, they'll avoid it. Yeah. You don't tell them, they'll go after it.
But wouldn't you say there's one thing that your school, that the kids have in common with you and me and with all people, the cross-section of people in this building, and that is they are all engaged in problem solving and weighing alternatives?
That's the key. But they're setting their own problems. That's another thing. I mean, we can go on for hours on this. This so-called pseudo-art of problem solving, where people sit kids down in classrooms and give them fake problems. This means nothing to them. It's just it's a meaningless game, and the results don't ever amount to anything. Here, their problem solving is always in real life. And if you walk around the school, you'll see what I mean. All their games are problem solving. All of their human interactions are problem solving. An 11-year-old kid trying to figure out how to relate to other friends, how to get this one to be a friend rather than an enemy, how to play this game, how to get in that, is solving real life problems. It may not sound very important to you, but they're important to them. And because they're important to them, they're going to apply all of their creative skills to solving that problem at that time. They'll later transfer this ability to focus, concentrate on alternatives to any other problem in the world.